Number 1. The 1978 Ford F-150 long bed, listed at $4,500 and located in Byron, Georgia. Here we have a classic piece of American truck history. The 1978 Ford F-150 in its long bed, two-wheel drive configuration. This example shows just 11,978 miles on the odometer and comes equipped with an automatic transmission paired to the Ford's sturdy 400 modified V8 engine, backed by a C6 automatic transmission, a combination well known for its durability and towing power. The current owner has clearly invested in keeping this truck mechanically sound, with a number of important updates already completed. It features all new brake lines, along with new brake master cylinder and booster, giving peace of mind when it comes to stopping power. Cooling system components, such as the water pump, thermostat, and radiator have all been replaced, ensuring the truck stays reliable even in hotter driving conditions. A new gas tank sending unit has been installed as well, along with a fresh ignition module, plus new wheels and tires. The result of all this work is a truck that runs and drives great, offering that classic Ford dependability with many of the common maintenance items already addressed. From the factory, this F-150 came with power steering and power brakes, making it more comfortable to drive compared to some older trucks of the era. It's also a factory air conditioning truck, though the AC system will need a charge before it's ready to blow cold again. In terms of condition, the body shows very little rust, which is always a plus on a vehicle of this age. The only notable issue is a hole in the driver's side floor pan, though a piece of metal has been placed over it as a temporary fix. Otherwise, the truck presents as a solid driver, still tagged and insured, and ready to hit the road today. Overall, this 1978 Ford F-150 long bed is a great opportunity for someone looking for a usable classic truck. At $4,500, located in Byron, Georgia, it's priced attractively for what you're getting. A reliable running and driving example of one of Ford's most iconic pickups, with many of the big-ticket maintenance items already taken care of. For collector enthusiasts or anyone who appreciates the rugged style of a late 70s Ford truck, this one is worth a serious look. Number 2. The 1989 Chevrolet S10 short bed, listed at $8,500 and located in Mentor, Ohio. This classic compact pickup is a 1989 Chevrolet S10, offered here in the regular cab, short bed configuration. It's being listed on behalf of the seller's father, and while the odometer shows 1,000,000 miles, this truck has clearly seen major updates that set it apart from the average S10. Under the hood, you'll find a 350 V8 engine paired to a rebuilt and upgraded 700R4 automatic transmission. The transmission features mild performance upgrades, and the engine is equipped with long tube headers, giving this truck not only more power than the original 4 or 6-cylinder setups, but also a more aggressive exhaust note. In 2022, some suspension work was completed, and new tires were installed around the same time, ensuring it handles and rides as well as it looks. Mechanically, the truck runs, drives, and stops as it should. All of the lights and wipers are in working order. However, the speedometer is not currently functioning, something to be aware for buyers. From the outside, it's a straight-looking S10, but it isn't without imperfections. The paint shows some bubbling in a couple of spots, and inside, the seat has visible wear, while the dashboard carries a few minor cracks. These details reflect its age, but also highlight that it's a solid driver quality truck rather than a showpiece. The V8 swap itself was completed by a previous owner, so full details on the build are not available. Still, the upgrades make this S10 a fun and unique compact pickup, with far more character than the typical late ADS small truck. Offered at $8,500 in Mentor, Ohio, the price is negotiable with the seller's father. Interested buyers are encouraged to reach out, and arrangements can be made to set up a time to see the truck in person. Overall, this 1989 Chevrolet S10 short bed is a great option for someone who wants a classic compact pickup with the heart of a muscle car. With its V8 swap, upgraded transmission, and solid running condition, it's a driver that blends practicality with performance in a way only a well-sorted S10 can. Number 3. The 1973 Ford F-250 Custom, listed at $9,200 and located in Bend, Oregon. Here we have an original, low-mileage, and remarkably well-preserved survivor, a 1973 Ford F-250 Custom two-wheel drive, powered by a 360 cubic inch V8 paired to a 4-speed manual transmission, showing only 73,108 original miles. This truck remains largely unmolested and stands as a true piece of Ford history. The story of this F-250 is as solid as the truck itself. Purchased new by the father, later passed down to the son, and then parked for over a decade in eastern Washington's dry climate, it avoided the rust and rot that plague many classic workhorses. Revived just this year, it now runs and drives once again, thanks to a series of careful updates. That recent work includes a brand new exhaust system, aside from the original headers, which remain intact. The carburetor has been fully rebuilt, spark plugs replaced, along with a new water pump and cooling fan. Both fuel tanks were cleaned and conditioned, ensuring reliable fuel delivery. Belts and hoses are all new as well, and the truck even comes with a fresh and used spare tire mounted on a rim. As for the body, the preservation is impressive. The panels are straight, the rocker panels are solid, and there's no invasive rust anywhere on the truck. The only notable issue is some rust under the driver's side lower hood channel, likely from rodent damage during its time in storage. That area has already been scrubbed back with fine steel wool, leaving the rest of the body clean and sound. Under the hood, you'll even find the original bottle jack and tire iron still in place, a nice touch for collectors. With its originality, low miles, and the kind of care that makes it both reliable and ready to enjoy, this 1973 Ford F-250 Custom is more than just a classic pickup. It's a time capsule from an era when trucks were built to last. Offered at $9,200 in Bend, Oregon, this is a rare opportunity for anyone looking for a solid, honest Ford survivor to add to their collection. Number 4. The 1989 Ford F-150 XLT Pickup, listed for $9,250 and located in Pekin, Indiana. Up next, We got a beautiful example of a classic Ford workhorse, a 1989 Ford F-150 XLT Pickup. This one shows 142,000 miles on the odometer and comes equipped with a 302 cubic inch V8 engine, paired to a 5-speed manual transmission. It's also a true 4x4, making it both capable and dependable. The history of this truck adds to its appeal. Originally from Washington State, it has clearly benefited from a dry climate and careful ownership. The body is in remarkable condition for its age, with no rust anywhere, something that's becoming harder to find in older F-Series trucks. It's straight, clean, and presents itself as a genuine survivor. Mechanically, this F-150 runs exactly as you'd hope. The seller describes it as running like a top, and the air conditioning blows cold, a major plus for anyone wanting to use this truck as both a weekend classic and a comfortable daily driver. The seller notes that they originally bought this truck for their daughter, but she decided that the 5-speed manual wasn't the right fit for her. As a result, the truck is now being offered up for sale. They do emphasize that if you're serious, you should reach out by phone, as they won't be responding to generic availability questions. Overall, this 1989 Ford F-150 XLT stands out as a well-preserved, rust-free, and strong-running example of Ford's most popular pickup line. At $9,250 in Pekin, Indiana, it represents an opportunity to own a clean, classic 4x4 that's ready to drive, enjoy, and appreciate in value over time. Number 5. The 1985 Ford F-150, listed for $10,500 and located in Norfolk, Ontario. If you're looking for a classic pickup that blends vintage Ford toughness with raw muscle car energy, then this 1985 Ford F-150 deserves your attention. This isn't just another old work truck. It's a beast on wheels, loaded with performance upgrades and built to turn heads wherever it goes. Under the hood sits the heart of this machine, a 429 cubic inch Cobra Jet engine with roller rockers. For Ford enthusiasts, the Cobra Jet name carries a legacy of power, and this truck lives up to it. Paired with a Holley 1050 carburetor, a healthy performance cam, and a set of headers, this engine roars to life with an aggressive tone that makes it clear this F-150 means business. It's matched to a 3-speed C6 automatic transmission, equipped with a ratchet shifter for that race-inspired feel. Every gear change is sharp, deliberate, and designed to put you in full control of this truck's muscle. But the upgrades don't stop there. Out back, it's running a 4.10 Posey traction rear end, giving it plenty of grip to put down all that horsepower. To keep things planted, the seller has added traction bars, and a fresh set of Nitto Performance tires are mounted on the rear, ready for hard launches or long highway cruises. The combination makes this F-150 more than just a cruiser. It's a truck that's equally at home laying down burnouts as it is cruising to a car show. The seller notes that while the truck still needs some loving, it's already road ready and performs exactly the way a hot rod truck should. It's not a perfect showpiece. This is a driver's machine built for fun, sound, and performance. And that's part of its charm. You can hop in, fire it up, and enjoy it right now without worrying about keeping it spotless in the garage. Plus, there are some extra parts included with the sale, giving the next owner a little more flexibility to keep improving or personalizing the build. At $10,500 firm, located in Norfolk, Ontario, this truck represents a unique opportunity. Classic F-150s are already collectible, but finding one with a big block Cobra Jet swap and this level of performance gear makes it a rare catch. For anyone who wants a classic Ford pickup that can double as a muscle car, this 1985 F-150 is ready to deliver thrills every time you turn the key. Number 6. the 1984 Chevrolet 1500 regular cab long bed, listed at $5,500 and located in Sullivan, Missouri. This next classic pickup is a 1984 Chevrolet K10, a long bed, regular cab truck with just 33,298 miles showing on the odometer. Under the hood, it's powered by a 350 small block V8, paired to a 3-speed manual transmission with overdrive, making it a solid blend of durability and drivability. Now, let's talk condition. The truck currently runs and drives, but it's set up with open headers only. The headers themselves are fully heat-wrapped, and they already have the flanges in place if you want to weld on the rest of the exhaust system. Recently, it's had a basic tune-up with new plugs, wires, cap, and rotor installed. Both the transmission and the transfer case shift as they should, and the truck sits on a set of brand new tires, ready for the road. Inside, it's a bit of a project. The carpet was removed since it was ripped up, and while the driver's window works with assistance, the passenger window motor doesn't function. The cellar does have the passenger door panel, though it's not in great condition, and the seat will either need to be reupholstered or fitted with a new cover. You'll also get the door jamb kick plate included. The truck's air conditioning pump is still there, but it's not currently hooked up, as the system still runs on R12. Cosmetically, the body has good bones. The seller started to clay bar and polish the paint, but only finished the passenger side, leaving the rest as a project for the next owner. The toolbox shown in the photos does not come with the sale, but the body lines are straight, and with a little more work, this truck could clean up nicely. Overall, this 1984 Chevrolet K10 is a classic square-body Chevy with plenty of potential. It already runs, drives, and has many of the fundamentals sorted, but still leaves room for personalization and finishing touches. For someone looking for a budget-friendly entry point into the world of Classic 4x4 pickups, this truck is a solid option. Offered at $5,500, or best offer in Sullivan, Missouri, it's an affordable way to get behind the wheel of a square-body Chevy and make it your own. Number 7. The 1989 Ford F-150 XLT Lariat, priced at $8,000 and located in Louisburg, North Carolina. Here we have a solid example of a late 80s Ford pickup, a 1989 Ford F-150 XLT Lariat. This truck shows 137,000 miles on the odometer and comes with an automatic transmission, making it an easy and comfortable driver. The current owner purchased this truck directly from the original owners, which is always a strong selling point. Trucks that stay within one household for decades often benefit from consistent care, and that seems to be the case here. After picking it up, the seller invested several months into going to the truck and fixing it up. Today, everything has been checked over, sorted, and is in working condition. This isn't being presented as a perfect showpiece, but rather as a clean, reliable driver. The seller is clear. It's not a show truck, but it's a dependable, well-running pickup that's ready to be used and enjoyed. For many buyers, that's actually more appealing. You get the classic lines and rugged dependability of a vintage Ford, without the worry of keeping it spotless in a garage. Cosmetically, while not a flawless example, it shows the kind of care and upkeep you'd expect from a truck that's been revived and maintained. And with the XLT Lariat trim, you're getting one of Ford's better-equipped packages for this era, with more comfort and features than the base models. The seller also mentions they'll be posting more photos soon, but the main reason for the sale is simply that they're ready to move on to another project. That means this truck is now available for someone else to enjoy, whether as a classic daily driver, a weekend cruiser, or even a platform for further restoration. At $8,000 in Louisburg, North Carolina, this 1989 Ford F-150 XLT Lariat represents a well-priced opportunity to get into a late 80s classic that's already been refreshed and is ready to hit the road. Number 8. The 1986 Ford Ranger, priced at $7,200 and located in Oak Island, North Carolina. This next classic pickup is a 1986 Ford Ranger, being offered by just its second owner. With only 85,000 miles on the odometer and an automatic transmission, this compact truck represents a great balance between vintage charm and practical updates. The seller points out that this Ranger is in virtually rust-free condition, with the only notable spot being a small patch over the top corner. For a truck of this age, that's impressive, especially considering how many older Rangers have long since fallen victim to rust issues. Structurally, it's solid and well kept. What really sets this one apart is the amount of recent work and investment that's gone into it. The truck is equipped with a 2.3-liter four-cylinder engine, and both the engine and transmission have been replaced with fresh units. On top of that, a long list of other components have been updated, including the engine accessories, brakes, shocks, and tires. Essentially, the mechanical side of this Ranger has been thoroughly refreshed, meaning the next owner can focus more on enjoying the truck rather than worrying about repairs. The story behind it is simple. The seller originally bought the Ranger as a beach runaround truck. Over time, they ended up replacing more and more parts to get it into top shape. But after all the effort, they realized they just don't drive it enough to justify keeping it in the garage. As a result, they're offering for sale, and they're clear that the price reflects both its condition and all the new components. Overall, this 1986 Ford Ranger is a compact pickup that's dependable, clean, and well-maintained, with a hard work of restoration already done. Whether you're looking for a fun weekend cruiser, a reliable classic daily driver, or just a solid little truck with vintage style, this one checks the boxes. At $7,200 in Oak Island, North Carolina, it's a well-priced opportunity to pick up a classic Ranger that's ready for the road and doesn't need much more than a new driver behind the wheel. Number 9. The 1967 Ford F-150 long bed, priced at $12,000 and located in Eugene, Oregon. Up next, we got a classic pickup that many collectors and vintage truck enthusiasts keep their eyes open for, a 1967 Ford F-150 Highboy. With just over 122,000 miles on the odometer, this long bed workhorse has stood the test of time and remains both capable and iconic. This particular F-250 comes equipped with an automatic transmission, and the seller confirms that it runs and drives good. More importantly, for those who appreciate capability, the four-wheel drive system is fully functional, making it a true highboy in both name and performance. Trucks like these were originally built to handle rugged terrain, farm work, and heavy hauling, and even decades later, this one still has that same strong backbone. The body and frame are presented in a solid state, and while it's not being marketed as a show truck, the bones are there for either a reliable daily driver or a full restoration project. The seller even mentions that the trim pieces are included and stored in the bed of the truck, which is a big plus, since original trim can be hard to track down for these models. Paperwork is straightforward with a clean title, giving peace of mind to the next owner. At its core, this highboy is a simple, honest truck. No overcomplications, no long list of issues. Just a solid vintage Ford that's ready to drive, restore, or both. The 1967 model year is significant because it kicked off the fifth generation of Ford's F-Series trucks. These pickups are admired for their boxy styling, tall stance, and durability. The highboy in particular has a reputation for toughness, and today, enthusiasts value them not only for their utility, but also for their growing collectible status. Overall, this 1967 Ford F-250 long bed highboy is a clean, classic example of what a vintage American pickup should be. Strong, straightforward, and ready to be taken to the next level by its next owner. At $12,000 in Eugene, Oregon, it's a fair deal for a highboy that's running, driving, and equipped with working 4x4. Trucks like this don't stay available for long. So if you're looking for a piece of Ford truck history, this one is worth a serious look. Number 10. The 1973 Ford Ranger F-100 XLT, listed for $17,000 and located in Valiant, Oklahoma. If you've been waiting for something rare and stylish, here it is, a 1973 Ford F-100 Ranger XLT short bed. Short beds in this generation are highly sought after, and this one shows only 61,000 miles on the odometer, making it an excellent find for Ford enthusiasts and collectors alike. Under the hood sits the original 360 cubic inch V8, paired with an automatic transmission. That combination delivers the kind of dependable power these classic Fords are known for, while still offering smooth drivability. To add to its usability, the truck comes equipped with front disc brakes for improved stopping power, a nice upgrade that makes a big difference compared to earlier models. The seller describes the body as being in really good condition, which is clear from the photos. Aside from some light surface rust in the bed, caused by water sitting over time, there's nothing serious to worry about. The important thing here is that the structure is solid, and the truck presents well overall. Original trim and details from the XLT package still shine, showcasing that this pickup has been preserved with care. Recent maintenance and improvements include a new gas tank and new brake lines, meaning key components have already been refreshed for reliability. While the stereo itself won't be included in the sale, the speakers will remain, leaving the next owner with the option to easily add their own sound system. This truck is being sold by a private owner, who makes it clear they don't typically part with their classic autos. That alone speaks to the quality of this Ranger XLT. It's not a flip, not a rush project, but a truck that's been owned by someone who values classic Fords and knows what they have. The 1973 model year was part of the sixth generation of the F-Series, a generation that cemented Ford's reputation for toughness and durability. The Ranger XLT trim added style and comfort with upgraded interior and exterior details that made it stand out from the work truck crowd. Combine that with the rarity of a short bed configuration, and you've got a highly desirable classic pickup that blends practicality with collectability. At $17,000 in Valiant, Oklahoma, this 1973 Ford Ranger F-150 XLT short bed is positioned as a strong choice for anyone wanting a vintage truck that's both ready to enjoy now and a worthy candidate for long-term value. Trucks like this don't hit the market often, and when they do, they tend to move quickly. So if you've been hunting for a true American classic with great bones, a clean presentation, and plenty of originality, this F-150 might just be the one to park in your garage. Number 11. The 1978 Ford F-250 regular cab, listed at $4,500 and located in Cartersville, Georgia. For those who don't mind putting in some time and effort to bring a classic back to its prime, here's a project worth considering. This 1978 Ford F-250 regular cab shows just 78,493 miles on the odometer and still carries plenty of potential for the right buyer. Under the hood, you'll find a 400 cubic inch V8 engine paired with an automatic transmission. The engine was rebuilt in 2014, and since that time, it's had only about 6,000 miles of use, meaning it's still relatively fresh and has plenty of life left. That's a major plus for anyone who wants a solid mechanical foundation to work with. The truck features a 2-barrel carburetor, simple and reliable, making it easier to tune and maintain. At the rear, it's equipped with a heavy-duty bumper and trailer assembly frame attachment, designed for hauling and towing. Combined with a long 8-foot bed, this F-250 still has the muscle and practicality to handle real work, even decades after it first rolled off the line. Now, the seller makes it clear this is a project truck. That means while it runs, drives, and has key strengths like a rebuilt motor, it still needs attention to bring it back to full form. The body shows signs of age. The interior will likely need some love, and buyers should be prepared for restoration work. But for many enthusiasts, that's exactly the appeal, the opportunity to take a vintage Ford and make it your own. The 1978 model year sits near the end of the 6th generation F-Series, a lineup known for its durability, boxy styling, and strong reputation among truck owners. The F-250, in particular, was built to handle heavier loads than the half-ton F-150, making it a favorite among farmers, ranchers, and anyone who needed a dependable workhorse. Today, surviving examples like this one have become popular with collectors and builders, especially those who enjoy giving new life to trucks that still have good bones. At $4,500 in Cartersville, Georgia, this F-250 presents an affordable entry point into the world of classic Ford trucks. With its rebuilt 400-engine heavy-duty setup in project-ready condition, it's the kind of truck that can either be restored into a show-worthy classic or revived into a rugged daily driver. If you're looking for a true American pickup project with solid potential and a fair asking price, this 1978 Ford F-250 might just be your next garage adventure. Number 12. The 1965 Ford F-600, listed at $6,000 and located in Wendell, North Carolina. Here's a true workhorse from the mid-1960s, a truck that was built for heavy-duty jobs and still has plenty of muscle left to give. This is a 1965 Ford F-600, a medium-duty truck designed for hauling, tow, and farm use, and it's being offered at a very fair price at just $6,000 or best offer. Under the hood, you'll find a 390 cubic inch engine with under 30,000 miles on it. That's remarkably low for a truck of this age, and the seller reports that it runs very strong and starts right up. Paired with 4-speed manual transmission and a 2-speed rear end, this drivetrain combination delivers both durability and torque, perfect for heavy loads. One of the highlights here is the dump bed, which comes with its twin-piston hydraulic setup. The hydraulics are reported to be strong and fully functional, giving the truck real utility even today. The seller mentions that the door for the dump bed wasn't installed for photos, but it is included with the sale. This F-600 has been used primarily around the seller's farm and property, handling the kind of work it was built for. But in recent years, it hasn't been used much, which is why it's now up for sale, despite sitting more often than working lately. The truck remains in good running order, with all major functions still operational. In terms of design, the 1965 F-Series trucks are well loved for their rugged looks and classic Ford styling, featuring a bold grille, squared-off lines, and that unmistakable mid-60s heavy-duty stance. While the F-100 and F-250 models of the era are often restored as collectible classics, trucks like the F-600 were designed with a different purpose. They were built to work hard day in and day out. And finding one today that's still in running, functional condition is becoming more and more rare. Whether you're looking for a farm utility truck, a classic workhorse for hauling, or even a candidate for restoration into a vintage showpiece, this F-600 offers a ton of value. Its strong engine, reliable hydraulics, and functional drivetrain make it a ready-to-use truck that could go right back to work. Or, for those with vision, it could be restored and preserved as a piece of Ford's working-class history. At $6,000 in Wendell, North Carolina, this 1965 Ford F-600 is a solid buy for anyone who appreciates the strength and durability of vintage medium-duty trucks. It's not just a classic. It's a machine built to last, and one that still has plenty of life left. Number 13. The 1980 Ford F-150 long bed, listed at just $750 and located in Gatewood, Missouri. For those who love a good project, here's an opportunity you don't see every day. This is a 1980 Ford F-150 long bed, regular cab, 4-wheel drive. At first glance, it's rough around the edges, but priced at just $750 or best offer, this truck could be the foundation for a serious restoration or even a custom build. Powering this F-150 is the classic 351 Windsor V8. The seller notes that the engine will turn over and run some, but it definitely needs work before it's roadworthy again. With 300,000 miles on the odometer, this truck has lived a long, hard-working life, but the bones are still here. Both the frame and body are solid, which is crucial when taking on a restoration project. Electrically, the truck is in surprisingly decent shape. The seller reports that all electrical systems inside and out seem to work, which is a good sign for future rebuilders. However, there are a number of mechanical and cosmetic issues that will need attention. For starters, there are no brakes, which means it cannot be driven safely until repaired. The driver's side window is missing, and the steering column has been swapped from another older Ford. Right now, the shift linkage isn't hooked up, so the truck sits in neutral. On the positive side, the body doesn't appear to be plagued with heavy rust, and the long bed, regular cab combination makes this F-150 a desirable setup for anyone looking to either restore it or turn it into a reliable work truck again. Trucks from the early 1980s are gaining more attention among collectors, and even though this one is far from show condition, it offers a blank canvas for someone willing to put in the time and effort. One important note, the seller states this F-150 comes with no title. Buyers will need to factor that into their decision, especially depending on state requirements for titling older vehicles. For some, this might make it best suited as a parts truck, while for others, it could still become a registered classic with the proper paperwork. Ultimately, this 1980 Ford F-150 long bed 4x4 is being offered as a project, a tough old workhorse that still has solid bones but needs a dedicated owner to bring it back to life. At just $750 in Gatewood, Missouri, it's a budget-friendly entry point into the classic truck world. For the right buyer, this could be the start of a rewarding build and a chance to revive a piece of Ford truck history. Number 14. The 1971 Ford F-250 long wheelbase 4x4, listed at $3,350 and located in Queen Creek, Arizona. This one is for the vintage truck enthusiasts who appreciate a true survivor from Ford's glory days. What we have here is a 1971 Ford F-250 long wheelbase 4x4, showing 150,000 miles on the odometer. Trucks like this don't come up often, especially with such a straightforward history. According to the seller, this pickup was owned by the same person for over 40 years, a rare find in today's market. That kind of long-term ownership usually means a truck was well-loved and cared for. Unfortunately, the last owner's health issues led to it being parked about 5 years ago. Since then, it has been sitting idle, waiting for someone to bring it back to life. Under the hood, you'll find a 351 Windsor V8 paired with an automatic transmission. The seller is upfront that the truck does not currently run, but they insist it ran strong before being parked. It's been sitting for half a decade, so a revival will definitely require some attention. Fresh fuel, battery, fluids, and likely some carburetor and ignition work at the very least. Cosmetically, the seller doesn't go into much detail, but the fact that it carries a clean Arizona title is a strong positive. Trucks in the dry Southwest are often far better preserved when it comes to rust, making them highly desirable restoration candidates. And because it's a true 4x4 long bed F-250, it has that rugged, heavy-duty appeal that makes classic Ford pickups so iconic. The seller is very direct with the terms. This truck is cash only, $3,350 firm, and you'll need to bring a trailer because it does not currently run. But for the right buyer, this is an opportunity to own a solid, classic Ford at an affordable entry price. To sum it up, this 1971 Ford F-250 LWB 4x4 is a non-running project with solid bones, a clean title, and a great backstory. Whether you're looking to restore it to original glory, build it into a rugged off-road rig, or simply preserve a piece of Ford's truck history, this old workhorse offers plenty of potential. Sitting in Queen Creek, Arizona, it's waiting for someone with a vision and the wrench to bring it back on the road.